Okay, so now that you have this drone that you just got done putting together, we're going to see about getting it in flight. And this is the fun part you'll have. So in your user guide, this little manual that you got, on page 10, it talks of pairing it, meaning that you're going to take and connect it between your remote and your drone, and they communicate back and forth. So you need to pair it like Bluetooth between each other. Then from there, we will get it into the air, hopefully. And these sometimes have a mind of their own, these little maker drones. Okay, so to sync the controller with the drone, you're going to turn the button on. That's your power button. It's going to start blinking right here, red light. And then from there, you're going to get it going here, where this will do the takeoff and instant landing. But the way I do it is I push this forward and it beeps. Then I push this back and you get a second beep. And this quits blinking here. That means it's synced. And then also on the drone, it will go to a steady light underneath. And then to take off again, you just, to start the propellers, you push this forward. And then from there, you would push this up and it will take off. This here also takes, and once you get it synced, it will press and take off. So instead of just starting it up and then sending it up and it'll rise up, this will do it for you. So it saves time. So that's like an instant takeoff or landing. And then if you want to land, you're out flying it and you want to land, just press this one button and it will come down and land right at wherever you're at in your spot. And then this button here, it's a little more advanced. It will allow you to do flips. So you press this button, you'll hear it beep like it is, and then from there, whichever way you push it, this way is going to flip it this way. If you push it this way, it's going to flip away from you. If you push it this way, it's going to do a right flip. This way would be doing a left flip. And then this here allows for rising. It's called ascent, or that's also the throttle button when you push it forward. And then down will descend. This one, if I go left or if I go right, this will spin the drone clockwise, or the other way, depending on which way I turn it, it will spin it counterclockwise. And this one here will cause it to go forward and actually fly toward the object away from you. When you do it here, this will bring it back toward you. This will take it to the left, or excuse me, to the right, and this will take it to the left. It'll go this way and this way. And that's about it. Okay, so one thing that you need to make sure of is take a look at your drone, hold it in one hand, and then what you're going to do is where it's flat here, make sure all your propeller protectors are pushed down and flat. There we go. And from there, then you're going to take and look at the propeller protector and the blade and make sure it's even with the top of your drone, so it's not crooked or anything, because that will make a difference when you're flying it. Yep, there we go. There we go. Check all four corners, and so you have your battery in that you put in earlier, and you have all your props ready. The connections are done, and you have your remote. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it on the ground out in front of us, and you're going to have your cage that is, like the mesh cage, and you're going to be flying that in it, and then you're going to be outside with your remote. You're going to push this button. It's a little round button on the bottom, and press and hold it till the lights start blinking. This little plastic part on the front, I'm calling it a nose because it sticks out compared to the other side where the battery's at. That is actually the front of the drone. So if you point it away from you, so that means these controls are going to be just like driving a car or driving something where it's going to correspond. That's the hard part, is if it gets turned around, your controls are going to be inverted, meaning they're backwards. So what you do is, that's blinking. you press this button, which is the power button, the right one, it'll start blinking. Then you're going to take and push up on your left control. Then you push down on your left control, and you'll notice that the lights are steady now. They're not blinking anymore. And so then from there, you're going to get it to lift off. There's a couple different ways. You can push this button here that has the up and down arrow. That's takeoff mode. Or you can, to get it just spinning, use the left drone right here. And from there, then you take and you just push it forward. And from, yep. So yes, when it hits the wall, it may come apart, it'll hit the floor, but that's an automatic off feature. It shuts off automatically. The battery may come out, but no worries, just put it back together. You may have to restart the controller by pressing it on and off, and then the same for the drone. Good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to put it down here again, and let's try this again. Fingers crossed. And you're going to have to play with this many times till you get used to it. And especially the maker drones, they're not necessarily like the full-fledged drones that come in a box already made, and because things can be a little out of whack. But what we're going to do, I press the button, I'm going to push it forward, push it backwards, and now I have a steady light on it. Now I can send it up by starting the propellers and then pushing it up. Okay, so yeah, so what you're doing here is you are flying it back and forth, and you can make it go up higher. Okay, one other thing too is that it tells you in your instructions the battery that's in this drone is going to last anywhere from 6 to 7, maybe as much as 10 minutes, but that's about the most, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then you got 2 batteries, so all you do is just push the button here on the bottom and pull it out, and then put the new one that's fully charged in there, and you'll be good. And then you just push it in, you just press the button to turn it on again, the lights start blinking, and that's when you need to sync it. And same thing, push it one way, then here, turn this off. Sometimes you have to turn the controller off to get it to resync, so turn that back on, push it forward when you hear a beep, push it back when you hear a beep. And once you hear 2 beeps on the controller and the light goes steady, that means it's synced. Okay, so let's try this again. So you hit it to turn it on, send it up. You can make it do a flip. Okay. Okay, so that's the thing. It's going to go one way or the other. It could go any which way. It could spin around. So you just have to be, you know, not worry about anything, let's put it that way. You just have to let it fly and try to get it up and try to let it hover about right here. That's one of the things that's a great start, just to get it to hover. So we get it started, you bring it up and up higher. Whoop. Whoop. Come on, you got this. I'm sorry, Stephanie.
No, you're fine.
I wonder why it does that, you know? It can't be. It might just be because it's not the greatest controller, and well, and things are out of whack a little bit, you know? It's not like our Mini 2, where that it's pre-polished, basically.
Right.
You know, where everything's ready to work. Okay, let's try it again.